set, go.
I can't even so I'll video.
Hey guys, it's Ben with myerswoodshop. Welcome back to the channel. This is all about DTF printing. This is my first DTF printer. This is the Procolored F13 Panda DTF printer, 13-inch A3 L1800, and the oven. This is the best packaged thing that I've ever received in my shop. See, it comes in this really heavy crate and fully packaged extremely well. Deacon and I went ahead and unboxed it. This took about 10 minutes to unbox and then assemble. This comes with the printer and oven because with DTF printing, you work with glue and you have to melt and unmelt and then remelt. So this came with an oven. You can use a heat press to do the oven part or your oven at home or a toaster oven, but it's just more convenient when you get the oven. So it takes about 10 minutes to assemble. We have a front tray. We have the holder for the roll of film, and then you really just need a Phillips head screwdriver to assemble this. This one comes with the roll instead of sheets. That way you can print infinitely long and you don't have to keep loading sheets when you're doing this. I was super scared to get into DTF printing. My biggest concern was that I had to print every few days or it would lock up. But so far, not a problem. I've gone a week without printing and it still prints flawlessly. So rolling the film, super simple. And it has some buttons on the back side that pulls the film forward through like this, shoots it quick, and then pulls it back. That's about the only thing you need to do. All right, Deacon and we just loaded up the color in this. See, the colors are in there for the first time. It's doing a print head cleaning to get it going. The juice is going. And then we're gonna use these heat presses to press it onto something. I don't even know what. So we got that press, and that press. We'll give it a try. So print head cleaning, and then we'll do a first test print. Hopefully that works out. We'll put it in the oven, and then we'll heat press it onto something. What do you want to put it on?
Maybe a cup.
A cup?
Yeah.
I don't know if it works on cups, but we're going to give it a try. I know it'll work on shirts. See how it goes. All right, well, we're going to find out soon. It doesn't really work on a cup. That's more for sublimation. But this is the first time I loaded up the print. You can hear it's super quiet. You can have this in a bedroom, and it's pretty fast. Loading the ink kind of was a daunting task, but they have plenty of YouTube videos to show you how to do that. It was actually super simple, and this is water washable. I was worried it would like ruin everything. First print on the Pro Color. But FDM printer. It didn't, so don't worry about that. First one I'm going to do from the ProRip software. Let's see how it works. All right, we're going to talk about the ProRip software really quick. It's very simple to install, and it comes with a USB stick to install it, and then a USB dongle for the security key. You got to keep that dongle plugged in your computer. It's a regular USB-A, so make sure your computer has a USB-A port, or you won't be able to use this printer. There is you're going to be connected USB to this printer to be able to print. So you need two USBs. You need one to the printer and one to the Procolor software. So that's a USB-A for this. This is the first print. It puts down the print backwards first in color, and then right after that, it kind of puts down the white ink behind it. So white ink is the key for this DTF stuff because it really makes the colors pop. When you're printing on the back side, it doesn't look as clear as normal, but when you flip it around, you'll see in a second, it's super clear. And I definitely made a mistake. I accidentally smudged it with the paper slicer when I cut it off. So the bottom half of this Fisher wording is going to be messed up. Know that that was me and it wasn't the printer. All right, let's walk through the process of now what happens when you pull it out of the printer. You cannot rub the ink. You can kind of see where there's a smudge back there, but it comes with this DTF powder, which is essentially glue. You're going to have some sort of device to hold that powder so you don't lose it all. And the powder is reusable. Whatever doesn't stick onto the ink, you can reuse it. So I bought this tote thing at Family Dollar, and it locks up so the ink won't go flying out and be lost. And it's big enough for basically a sheet of paper, which is probably going to be the biggest thing you print anyways, because 15 by 15 is basically the most normal size heat press. So that's how it worked out. So you can see I rolled it up in the ink, and then I put it in the oven. Now, again, you don't need an oven for this. Not this Procolored oven, but this was a set. Makes things way easier. You can use a home oven or the heat press I've seen some YouTubers do, but I have the oven. So anyways, you turn on the heat press, and the very top numbers that are flashing 130 there, that is in Celsius, and that's how hot we're getting it. And the very bottom numbers is how many seconds it's going to go. And the bag of the glue powder told you basically the ranges of this. So I'm just following the lowest range, 130 Celsius for 200 seconds. So we'll come back here in 200 seconds and pull it out of the oven. All right. It wasn't quite 200 seconds, or I didn't push the button right because it still shows 106. But you pull out that little suction cup thingy so you don't burn your hands, and it has baked onto your ink there. You can see, again, my screw up with the bottom. But it bakes onto the ink. You put your suction cup thingy back, and you're done with the oven. That's all that the oven does, is just bake it. I have this HTV Ront mug press, and for our first thing, we thought it'd be really smart to go ahead and put it on a mug because I didn't have any shirts. Yeah, this is not sublimation. This is made for cloth material. So you're watching a screw up from the beginning, but I'm screwing up so you don't have to. Yeah, so this is basically just a press. So I'm turning up the heat, and I'm turning up the seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and put it into the heat press. I cut 3 words of Fisher, so we just took a scissor and cut them in half. We have some heat tape, so I'm taping that onto the mug the correct way. Then we put some parchment paper. This, again, was from Family Dollar, just around it to protect that design. And then we'll shove it into the oven and see if it'll work. So this HTV Ront mug press came with some gloves that Deacon really wanted to wear. If you're an adult large male, your hands are not going to fit into these. So we shove that in. We push the R button to enclose it. This is really nice. It auto applies pressure around a cylinder, which is super hard to do if you don't have this deal. You can kind of see from the side, it auto applies the pressure. And this is small to medium mugs, bigger and tumblers. We're putting it on a tumbler. If you got a bigger tumbler, it will not fit in this. So you need a bigger one. But yeah, we're going to pull it out, and we're going to rotate it about 90 degrees to get even pressure on all sides, and then heat it again. At least that's what we tried. And we'll see how it turns out. Since this is automated, when it's finished, it just opens itself up, and you know it's finished. So it's hot in there, so you want to use gloves for sure. We sat it on the ground because it's super hot, and everything I read here that said, even the paper says cold pull, not hot pull. So we're taking off parchment paper, and then we'll take off the design. We'll pull that clear paper off that it prints on and see if it comes off. Let's check it out. And you can see when I pull it, it comes off with the paper mostly. Yep. It didn't stick to the mug. I don't know why at this point. Just maybe this doesn't work. But this was a good exercise in what does this stuff look like after it's been baked. And when you pull it off, you can see it's very stretchy. And it doesn't destroy when you pull it off, but it didn't really stick to anything. It almost is like a temporary tattoo. So we tried it again. We tried it again with more pressure and much more heat. And you can see it pulled off, and it's actually stuck there. But I did do a test with my finger. You can feel it. It's raised on there. But I did a test with my finger, and it peels up. So if you're going to do it on a mug, you're not going to be very happy. You're definitely not going to want to put it in the dishwasher. All right, well, we turned our sights on fabric. That's what this thing is for. So let's get some success here. So we have this HTV Ront 15x15 manual heat press. All right, so we got some parchment paper here, and we're gonna lay the shirt down. And what do we do the first thing? Do you remember, Deacon? Do you know?
No.
No? Okay, we pre-press the shirt with nothing on it, remember? We heat it up, we make it flat, we knock out the wrinkles, And this is just kind of a guesstimate with time. I really didn't need to run the time at all because I could just push it down as long as it was hot and then pull it back up. And it presses it flat and it gets out any moisture, which is pretty nice. So what do we do here?
We put the Fisher sign on, and then we put the parchment paper on, and then we heat it up so it will stick.
That's right. We come over, we apply pressure, and then this is where we turn the right knob and push and hold it for like 2 seconds, and it starts the timer. Of course, I held it for too long in the camera view, but you really hold it for 2 seconds and it'll start the timer. So yeah, I didn't know what I was doing here. I'm also at 165 degrees Fahrenheit because I kept confusing Celsius and Fahrenheit. It should be like 300 and some. So the first pull, not gonna go well because we didn't heat it up to the high enough temperature. What'd you think? Do you remember if we pulled it off and it worked the first time, or did we try a second time?
Maybe second.
See, it's supposed to be a cold pull, so we went ahead and grabbed the corner, and I kind of lifted it up a little bit, and not even close. That's because we didn't heat it to the hot enough temperature. So it's definitely something to make sure that you set your temperature correct, and note that if you're in Fahrenheit or Celsius. Here we go with the second pass. This is 325 Fahrenheit with 50 degrees or 50 seconds, and actually push the button for it to work out right this time. Timer just finished. What do you think, Deacon? What are you doing?
I'm pulling it up, and it's steaming hot, so don't touch it.
It is very hot when this happens, and if you see steam, you're probably doing something right. So I started peeling the corner, and boom, it peeled up. And this is the very first shirt we did. What do you think about the first shirt?
It was good.
But we did make one mistake. Remember the mistake we made with that line?
Yeah, we cut it, but the wheel went on it.
Yeah, you want to make sure the wheel doesn't go on it. So we're pre-pressing a second time without the plastic on there, so it pushes that color down into the fabric. But you can see it's stretchy. Remember we did that test where we took it off before in the cup and it stretched out. So this is really stretchy and really good. All right, so me and Deacon are in the shop. We're working on the t-shirt deal, the Procolor DTF t-shirts, and we did our first one. Don't judge me on the quality of the print because I screwed up the print accidentally. Sheet and rolled this cutter over. I didn't pull the sheet out far enough, so half of the rollers went over the design, so it screwed up. But we put it on there. This was the first test. The first line up here is crappy quality because this was, you gotta let the ink run for a while. So I, again, shop trash t-shirt. This is the white sheet t-shirt. Put it on there, but it is on there. You can't scrape it off. The quality is really, really nice if you judge that part across here. And then you don't take into account for my screw up with trying to save every inch of this. So we're gonna do it. All right, so this is the process of getting that tank on this hat. I opened the Procolor app and I imported that picture. I put a picture above it so it'll print on this, so it'll clean kind of the print head. When it does this, this will be trash. And then it will do this. That's the one I want. I got about 4 inches on this hat to go across, so I went down here, selected the tank I wanted, and I put 4 inches, and that brought in the height. Once I'm done with that, I select all of it, and I click this rip button right up here. Whoop, and it brings in the tank and the items that it's going to print. I will click this print button right here. It will go ahead and rip it, which is processing, and right after it will print it out on the printer. Let's go to the printer and check out what it does. All right, the printer got the job. I actually ran one job before this one, so it's going to run the job before, which is kind of a repeat of the last one. It's kind of cycling everything through. It's cleaning the print head down here is really what it's doing. You can see before it runs the job, it's going to run one little job, and then it's going to run the tank job, and we'll see how it goes. So right now it's just kind of processing, and it takes a little while to actually wind up. But it'll print on this DTF film that gets rolled down through and pulled like your paper printer does through here. And then with this ink from these ink vats here, you can see we have the colors of the rainbow, sort of, that make every color in the rainbow. with a mixture of this. And white is the key ingredient in this DTF stuff. So I'll come back, we'll take a look at how this prints. It's still print spooling, and we'll see how it prints. All right, here we go. It's printing that first job. It's reprinting the Fisher one, the very first thing I ever printed, because I accidentally did that. But it's going to reprint that, and then it's going to print the tank jobs right after, and we'll come back to see what that looks like. All right, the tanks are printing. The top one had a white background, so that's why it's white, and the bottom one is printing the different colors here. So it prints all of the color, and then it puts a white background behind it. You can see it's doing the white now. Looks like I went a little over the edge. But, yeah. It does a white background so the colors pop when it gets on there. So, almost done. All right, we just finished printing. This one got ruined because Deacon touched something he shouldn't. But there's our first tank that we know we're not going to use, but there's our good tank. So we're going to go ahead and push these buttons on the side and bring it forward a bit, right? Like, hold on, Deacon, till I tell you to go. Okay, go ahead and slice it over. That just cuts it, and that cuts our print like that. We're going to bring this back in like that, and then we're going to use it to cut again. Deacon, take this, slide it over.
I think that will hit it.
Go ahead.
I'll be careful. Yeah, do it one.
We're using that to cut this. This is trash. This was an accident, unfortunately. But these are the ones we want. And you can go ahead and cut right there.
Dad, I think you ruined it.
Oh, I did. I ruined it. Well, it was going to look good. And then I screwed it up. Yeah, so using a scissor appropriately, just coming out and cutting it, because this ink is wet until you bake it, is key for this. So that's unfortunate. We'll reprint that. We'll reprint that one. This is trash. We'll get a good one. So this stuff will actually transfer.
Wait, let me see.
All right, this finished. Now I'm gonna not mess around with what I did before. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it like this, and just take the whole thing, not touch it, bring it over to the heat oven. That's 130 for, that is way too many seconds. What does this say? Heat press is baking powder. We got 130 for 200 seconds. Never mind. All right, 130 for 200 seconds. It is ready. It's hot. You can go ahead and put it like, you know what? Gotta put some of this on it first. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna put some powder in on this. We kind of just roll the powder on to here. This is actually the glue that we're gonna bake on to the sheet. So we shake it on here 6, 8 times. Make sure all the ink is covered. Just like that. Looks covered. Then we take it off. There's our tank. We're gonna put it onto the oven and close it up and hit start. Timing start. And now you can hear it's cooking, and it'll count down 200 seconds, and then we'll pull it out, and we're done with the transfer powder. All right, we got the HTV Ront hat press. It's preheating right now, which is super nice. This thing is pretty sweet. It's an all-in-one package. It covers up. It's got a cover to hold it inside. It's got the hat part that goes over the head. That is the soft part. And then it's got a carrying cloth like that. Deacon likes to wear it as a hat. All right, put it on here. We're going to put the hat on here. We got to pre-press this hat. Put that on here, man. Cool. Now we're going to pre-press the hat. So we're going to wrap it like this. If you guys will wrap it like this. Go ahead and wrap it underneath. Put it underneath. Right, like that. And this hat is too small to do it. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's a little hard. But I'll get it set like this and I'll pre-press. All right, sounds like my oven is done. It's beeping. So we're going to go ahead and open her up. It's very, very hot. So don't let your kids get next to it. Pop this out. So you can pull off the transfer like that. And now that it's baked, we're good. You can touch it. There is our print. You can see, man, the print quality is phenomenal. It just looks amazing. So we're gonna pop that onto this hat. It's gonna be pretty sweet. And let me pre-press that hat and then we'll pop this on. All right, we're gonna just take a hat, pre-press this, get it hot, get the moisture out and whatnot. That's what the internet tells me to do. Kind of form the hat flat so we can press it and get that graphic on there pretty nicely. About that long. That's our pre-press at 310. We'll take it off. Ooh, nice and hot, nice and flat. And now we're gonna tape on our thing. All right, so we're gonna lay down our graphic the way you want it. Deacon, you want it over here? Like that? I think that looks pretty cool. Do you want it dead center? Do you want it on the right?
Dead center.
Dead center. So you want it kind of like that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Wait, maybe a little bit like there.
A little bit right there. All right, we're going to get some heat tape. This will help hold it in place. And it doesn't just get destroyed under heat. So I'm going to try to get this as tight as I can. Kind of like that. I'm going to do one more up here. So we got it taped down pretty good. All right, we're going to long press that and we're going to hold it down, and I'm applying good pressure. I say 15 seconds, so we'll see if it actually sticks. Let's hope. Pushing down pretty good. And it beeps, and we're done.
I don't think that's on. I have a feeling.
I don't know. Does it get on? We want it to cool down, so we're going to let it cool down, come back, and start peeling. If we peel it and it doesn't come off, we'll hit it again. If we peel and it stays on, we're good to go. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Does it peel up? Or does it stay on? Does it stay on? Does it stay on? It stays on! It's awesome! Pretty sweet. All right, we're going to hit it one more time with some parchment to really get it to sink into the deal.
Maybe use this tape so you're not wasting tape. I hope. Ooh.
And there we go. That, my friends, is how you do a hat. Just added the camo tank to the hat. And you can touch it, squeeze it, move it. That is how you DTF print with the Procolored DTF printer. All right, Deacon, what do you think of your hat?
Amazing.
Amazing. You can put anything on anything now. It's pretty awesome. Don't you think?
Yes.
Ah! Next up is customizing a bag. So we go through the exact same process, pulling in the logo into ProRip. We rip it. The printer prints, just like it always does. Prints the color down below and then the white on top. This print took about 7 minutes, so it's pretty quick. Pull it out, making sure to stay clear of the ink because it's not dry. And look at the quality, super high quality. Of course, we got to put that glue on, so this is my high-tech way of doing that. Just rolling it six or so times. Then we heat up the oven, put it in upside down. When the oven's done, we pull it out with that little suction cup thing. And now our DTF sticker print is done. We pre-press the bag. These are hard to pre-press because they're funky, but we got it in there. Heated it up. Now we got to lay out our DTF print onto the bag, tape it down. We put on our parchment paper and then go ahead and put the heat press up on it. All of these heat pressing things is kind of a guess until you do enough, you know kind of the settings. I use 1, 2, 3 blocks to cool it down, and the finished result. We'll never lose this bag again because it's got his name and it's customized. All right, so today we're correcting Fisher's mistake from yesterday, and we just put his name and such on his football bag because he left it over the weekend and nobody knows who it was, and he is forgetful. So I am working with Deacon, and we're printing another shirt because he wanted a shirt, and we're getting that shirt printed up. I'll show you the process. I'm going to do a reel tonight showing you the process of from printing to custom bag. And this stuff looks like quite legit. Quality's really good on this thing. So yeah, Procolor, I'll leave a link right here. It's an awesome printer. All right, Deacon's design just finished printing. So Deacon, push it out with the arrows on the side. You want to push it forward? Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, right there. Now I'll hold this, Deacon, and you pull that across to cut it. Make sure you don't touch any of the white. That cuts the film, and that is the t-shirt that he decided to make. We designed. He really wanted a Goomba. So it's a huge, huge shirt. I don't know. All right, let's put some glue on this thing, and then we'll heat it up. Well, Deacon filmed this part, and we lost it. We put that glue, and we shake it on the back so it covers that. And now we need to take this cutter and cut off the excess, add it on a straight line so we can straighten this on a shirt. All right, so we're gonna pop this into the cutter. And I did it backwards. Time.
Okay, now.
All right, now we're gonna pull this down, and we're gonna make sure that's straight on there so we get a straight line from the cutting. And that cuts off the excess. And now we have this part that's straight so we can line it up on the shirt.
Done.
All right, we're gonna put it into the oven upside down. So the glue is facing the air. We're at 130 Celsius for 200 seconds. We push start and we wait till that bakes. While it's baking over there, we're gonna turn the heat press on. So we push this, 330 for 40 seconds. Probably a little long actually, probably 30 seconds. And push this button so it starts heating up. So it'll be ready when that is ready. Now we got to decide what design, what shirt we have here that will look best with that design with the color. So we're going to pull that out of the oven and see which one works best. All right, this just finished baking. So we're going to lift that lid up. It's very, very hot.
Yes, very.
Give me that little thingy. This isn't a suction cup. It just kind of pulls it back. And then you pull your design out. And then you drop the lid gently. And you don't fall forward. Now that is done. Now we're going to go take it over to the t-shirts and see which one it will look best on. And here's what we learned. Measure this before you actually want to put it there because it is way too big. We have to reprint this at like 50% scale. Whoops! You live and learn. All right, just as the test, but we're setting it down when we print the smaller one. Does it go on the blue shirt like that? Or green shirt like that? Vote right here. All right, Deacon chose blue. So if he chose blue, you were right. So we're gonna go ahead and pre-press this shirt to knock out any wrinkles and moisture that's in it. To get ready for doing it. So I kind of lay it out like this. We're gonna turn it around and pre-press it. 330 is about the heat. And I'll do it for like 10 seconds and then 30 seconds with the actual deal. This one I'm just kind of eyeballing. It doesn't really matter. And then we'll lift it up after it pre-presses, and we'll do the new smaller one. That's it. There we go. Nice and flat and ready for us to go ahead and lay down the graphic. All right, we laid it down and centered it, hopefully. So now we just put on our Teflon parchment paper to protect it. We spin around and we apply the pressure and hold this button down as it starts. At 30 seconds, we'll flip it up and peel it off.
Done. See if it's done, because it might not.
That's right. Sometimes it doesn't, but this will get it. Here we go. Just finished. We pull it up, flip it around.
Ooh,
Smoke comes out. Whoo. We cool it off with our cooling block, and then we'll peel it up.
And it presses it down.
And Deacon's gonna peel. Booyah! What do you think?
Amazing!
Amazing! We got it. It's awesome. We're gonna hit it one more time for about 15 seconds with that on there to really press in the colors. I'm gonna just eyeball this one, and then we will be ready to wear it. What do you think?
Amazing.
Amazing. Here we go. All right. Second post press, I guess. It's done.
Oh!
That really gets it on there. Woo! It's smoking. So that is the quality of the shirt. Gorgeous. I mean, you are zoomed in. That's what it looks like, zoomed in. We'll get Deacon to wear it. You ready? Put that on. And there you go. What are you, man?
Video game, bro.
Video game bro. And that's how you make a t-shirt. The end. Bye. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.